Today we're going to be looking at a 7-round mock draft from PFF. We're going to go pick by pick every single one of the 7 rounds. I'm going to be looking at the offensive skilled players for Dynasty Fantasy Football, but I'm going to show all the picks. So you want to stick around, see what your team does in this mock draft. From what I'm seeing, a bunch of people took place in this mock draft, did an actual draft with the players. So it's kind of interesting to look at. Before we do, click that subscribe button because we're talking about the draft. Every single day this offseason, we're talking about these rookies. We're getting you ready for the NFL season, especially for your Dynasty Fantasy teams. I got this blown up a little bit so you could see it. That's why it's blown up here. But again, a bunch of analysts, one took over a team, they did a draft. Kind of a fun exercise. Not all the picks are legit, but still. First things first, Caleb Williams off the board. Makes sense. We see that in every mock draft. Bears are about 99.9% going with Caleb Williams unless they get a generational Godfather offer. That's how it is. He's the 101 in Dynasty Superflex leagues. We've talked about this ad nauseum. Drake May going to the Commanders. Does he have the gusto to switch this team around, turn things over, make these guys into a contender, and become a top-tier fantasy asset? Can that happen? He's going to hold value in rookie drafts and Superflex for sure. We all know that. At the 103 behind Marvin Harrison Jr. or even Malik Neighbors. And looks like the Denver Broncos made a trade. I do not know how they negotiated these trades, but the Broncos move up. They get Jaden Daniels. They get their guy here, and this will be their quarterback of the future. They do not have many weapons. Is Courtland Sutton getting dealt in the draft? That is the big question here. He's going to be drafted high in Dynasty rookie draft still. And the fact that the Broncos traded up means Dynasty gamers are going to hold more value to him. At 4, the Arizona Cardinals select Marvin Harrison Jr. And him going to the Cardinals is what we've been seeing in mock drafts all offseason long. It's not a surprise. We kind of expect it. Him going to the Cardinals is something we're more than likely going to see on draft day unless a trade happens. Like if someone wants to move up past the Giants to make sure they get J.J. McCarthy. Him going to the Cardinals, we're prepared for that. He's going to be one of the top picks in Dynasty Fantasy Football, 102 in Superflex, right behind Caleb Williams. At 5 off the board, Malik Neighbors going to the Chargers. Great situation for him. Justin Herbert slinging him the rock. Him being the deep threat, him being the generational talent that he is, could rock in this space, could be a top-tier talent. Him or Marvin Harrison Jr. in this situation, who would you prefer? Because I like them both. Rome Odunze going to the Giants. They're getting right at wide receiver. They're getting Danny Dimes, a piece to throw the ball to. Should be considered a mid-first-round selection in Dynasty rookie drafts. Joe Alt to the Titans. Latu going to the Falcons. Here we go. J.J. McCarthy goes 9 to the Raiders. He goes to the Raiders. They got some pieces there. This could be very interesting for his development. He is going to be drafted in the first round of rookie drafts and Superflex for sure. He's going to hold some value. You got Devontae Adams there. They got some pieces that could allow him to develop into a nice asset in fantasy football. The Raiders are getting him at 9. Not much sunk cost involved. They traded up to get him, but they had to make a move long-term at quarterback, and he's got some quarterbacks to compete with there. At 10, Brock Bowers to the Jets. Great landing spot for fantasy football. You got Aaron Rodgers to sling the rock there. He's got a lot of upside due to his athleticism. You got Garrett Wilson. You got Breece Hall. Is there going to be enough targets to go around for the long term? If he hits, he's going to hit big there because he's going to get accurate targets flowing his way. That being said, he's going to hold value because the Jets look like they're on the up and up. Minnesota Vikings go Terrion Arnold. The Patriots go Michael Penix. they're going quarterback early. And there's a lot of rumors right now just coming out of the blue that Michael Penix is going to jump the draft, get drafted early in the first round. There's a lot of rumors about that. And if that happens, how are you going to value that? Are you going to be surprised? Or are you going to want that? Michael Penix has a lot of experience at the college level. It was productive. Of course, he's got the injury history, but you're catching him here at 12. He is going to be the Patriots quarterback. He's got accuracy downfield. He's got a lot of production to his name. Can they build around him? I think he's going to be a late first round option in rookie drafts, early second round. He's going to be drafted in that Will Levis range because people don't like the Patriots for fantasy football purposes, and people are soured on Michael Penix. He's going to be a discount QB in Superflex. You're going to want that. You're going to want that discount because that's a chip you can play later. At 13, the Bears go Brian Thomas Jr., and they're going wide receiver a lot in mock drafts. I think Brian Thomas Jr. stretching it downfield is fine, but why can't the Bears draft another position other than wide receiver? I think Brian Thomas Jr. and Caleb Williams, great for fantasy over the long term, but why can't the Bears draft a different position? Why can't they? The Saints go tackle. Detroit Lions, Quinyon Mitchell, I like him. He was blowing it up all draft season long. Seattle Seahawks go Dallas Turner. Usually he goes to the Falcons. Jacksonville Jaguars, Cooper DeJean. Bengals go Byron Murphy. Usually we like to see him go offensive tackle in the spot. The Rams go tackle. The Steelers go tackle. The Texans go Zerhan Newton from Illinois. The Eagles go Marius Mims. The Vikings go Jared Verse, getting some speed off the edge. The Cowboys go Graham Barton from Duke, inside offensive lineman. The Packers go Nate Wiggins. Tampa Bay Buccaneers go cornerback. The Cardinals go Chop Robinson. The Bills go A.D. Mitchell. This is great for fantasy football. He's going to be a first-round pick in Superflex. Deep downfield. He's going to fill that void of Bo, Stephon Diggs, and Gabe Davis because he can get it downfield. He can also break off routes. We got a lot of upside in this position. People are going to be clamoring for A.D. Mitchell, and I think this is a great spot for him. I see him going here. I see it. I feel it. Peyton Wilson goes to the Colts. Ravens go tackle, J.C. Latham. The Dolphins go center. The Chiefs go Ladd McConkey. Great route runner, creates separation, has an injury history to him, older wide receiver. I see him more as a second rounder, but in this situation, he's going to catch that Kansas City Chief privilege. Going to sneak in the first round. People are going to draft him up. There's a lot of people that like him already. There's a lot of people who have him as their top 5 wide receiver. Ladd McConkey's going to catch a lot of buzz. Are the Chiefs going wide receiver here? They had more options going into this spot before Rashee Rice did his thing. Well, he did his thing, and now they got to move on and see what they can do. Behind Rashee Rice, behind Hollywood Brown, it's not too pretty. They got to get more depth at wide receiver, more talent. Now we're going into the second round here. We'll try to go a little faster. We'll go a little faster with each round. Bo Nix to the Giants. They get another quarterback. Danny Dimes has to step up or it's over. He's still going to flirt with first-round draft capital in Dynasty rookie drafts and Superflex, maybe early second round, but in the Will Levis category. Also, remember, in this scenario, they drafted Rome Odunze, so that's going to give them some talent to throw the ball to. Steelers go center. Cardinals go cornerback. Commanders go tackle. Guyton, good discount there for the Commanders. I like him a lot. Cornerback to the Chargers. Edge to the Titans. Edge to the Panthers. Safety to the Commanders. Safety to the Packers. Tackle to the Niners. Cornerback to the Falcons. Tackle to the Bears. Troy Franklin to the Saints. This is a great landing spot for him. You're going to catch him at a good discount in rookie drafts. Air yards galore in this offense. They like to push it downfield. Him and Chris Olave, I think they make a perfect pair. I think these two wide receivers are a lot alike. I think you can move them both around. I think he's going to have a lot of upside with the Saints in this spot. I think him going deeper into the second round going to the Saints is great for Troy Franklin. I would be getting him a lot in Dynasty rookie drafts. I would be going all in on him. Xavier Legette for the Colts. I look for this being great for the Colts from a football standpoint. This should allow Michael Pittman to eat a little bit more. For fantasy, Michael Pittman should be pushing a 25 to 30% target share. Xavier Legette's going to have to step up in his production and his route running for him to get more, because you also got Josh Downs pushing an 18 to 20% target share. Could jump the more as he develops. That being said, great for the Colts, may not be great for fantasy. It's the Michael Pittman show there. Panthers, go cornerback. Jaguars, go edge. Bengals, go Roman Wilson. And with Boyd gone, with T. Higgins possibly gone in the future, Roman Wilson could be a great get for the team. Great route runner, great in the slot. Could be a dynamic fit for this team. Roman Wilson has a lot of upside with the Bengals. Could be great for fantasy. Could be great with that discount you're catching in the draft. Eagles, go Ricky Pearsall. They have a lot of good wide receivers on the team. This is great for the Eagles. May not be great for fantasy. They signed Devonta Smith to a long-term deal. How long is A.J. Brown going to be there? But Ricky Pearsall, though, great ball skills, great hands, can create separation. Great get for the Eagles. This offense would be tough to stop. Moving down at 51, Keon Coleman to the Patriots. I don't really want any of it in this situation. I don't really want any of it. Him, Penix, Patriots trying to turn things around. Keon Coleman, not a supreme separator, but he is great downfield, great at the catch point. I am going to let that fade. I'll catch it at a discount if I can. But honestly, I'm not paying up for Keon Coleman in Dynasty, and neither are you. Rams go edge. Eagles go linebacker. Falcons go defensive line. Xavier Worthy to the Dolphins. Just so much speed on this team. And he's going to get the Dolphins' privilege in drafts. His value is going to be up there. It's going to be buoyed. But again, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle has the speed. How much longer is Hill going to hold up? But Xavier Worthy, if one of those two wide receivers go down, he's going to be getting his opportunity. This team likes speed. He's got a lot of upside. He's a great fit here. Moving down, Jonathan Brooks to the Cowboys. Sexy fit here. Good for the long term. Not great for 2024, but again, we know Jonathan Brooks isn't great for 2024, and this could be his backfield. He's got a lot of gusto. They really need to rebuild that offensive line, get more beasts up there. I would not be surprised that they go offensive line first round and second round, considering the talent and depth there, and then go running back a little bit later. But again, I think this is a great spot for him. He's good in the passing game, has a lot of upside. JT Sanders to the Bucks. Great athletic prospect, got a good range to him. Again, tight ends you want to wait for in fantasy football. 58, Packers go linebacker. Houston goes tackle. Cornerback to the Bills. Defensive line to the Colts. Edge to the Ravens. Defensive line to the Niners. Tackles to the Chiefs. And now we're going to the third round here. So we'll try and go a little quicker unless it's a big pick here. But we're in the third round. Jalen Polk to the Panthers. I like him as a deep threat. I think he can be great for an NFL team. I think in the right situation, he could be great. I don't know if this is great with him and Bryce Young for fantasy football. I think this is a great get for Bryce Young. He's got a target downfield. I think Polk could get air yards. He could be a volatile option in fantasy. Could be a sneaky option in the third round of the rookie draft. Considering the draft capital, that could be a sneaky play for you. Spencer Rattler to the Vikings. I love this. I love the value for the Vikings. I love Spencer Rattler and his potential to develop here. We got Justin Jefferson and company. I think he will not be a cheap get in Dynasty rookie drafts. He's going to go up there. He'll be a mid-second round pick. People will pay up for him in Superflex. 67, guard to the Commanders. Edge to the Patriots. Defensive line to the Chargers. Cornerback to the Giants. Guard to the Cardinals. It's a deep offensive line draft. You should expect offensive linemen to come off the board. Linebacker to the Cardinals. Brendan Rice to the Detroit Lions. So they get another USC wide receiver here, and I think he's a good fit here. He's very nuanced. He's a very aggressive route runner, very dependable player, and I think dependability is what this team needs at the wide receiver spot. Jameson Williams will be there, but he'll be the field stretcher. We know where the targets are going. Fantasy-wise, you're not going to trust him in the beginning, but he could yield a 20% target share, be a volatile option for you over the long term if he hits to his upside. Moving on down, tackle to the Browns, defensive line to the Bears, Javon Baker to the Patriots. I love Javon Baker. I like his upside. I like his talent. I hate this situation. I hate it. I kind of like Michael Penix. I like him here better than Keon Coleman. I think he has a chance of being more productive than Keon Coleman. And if he's going in the third round of rookie drafts and the running back position is zapped, I'm okay with it. I don't love it. I don't want it to happen. And I may have to trade back to next year's draft. But I'm okay with it. Cornerback to the Raiders, edge to the Commanders, Malachi Corley to the Browns, giving them another slot option. Don't really love it for fantasy, but maybe over the long term. Maybe I allow him to get drafted by somebody else and I trade for him on the cheap later on down the road. Maybe that happens. Maybe I do that, but I think he could be a good fit with the Browns for just basic football needs. Bengals go, defensive line, I like Sweat a lot. Safety to the Seahawks, guard to the Colts, Jermaine Burton to the Rams, and they're really trying to get someone that can push it downfield. They allow Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp to eat. Don't really love this for fantasy. I think it could be a volatile option there because Matt Stafford can push it downfield. That goes well with Burton's skill set. That being said, if he goes in the late part of the third round of rookie drafts, he's a flyer still, but a flyer that you may like in this offense. Moving down, Tez Walker to the Steelers, a player that you got to pay attention to. This could be a great fit for him. Moving down, edge to the Falcons. Wide receiver, Jalen McMillan to the 49ers. Don't love this. Something has to happen to Brandon Ayuk for me to like this. Brandon Ayuk's too good to not eat up target share. You also got Debo there, but Debo's not getting much younger. Jalen McMillan's a good route runner. He's going to be a cheap flyer in rookie drafts, though, so I'm all right drafting him at the right cost. Cowboys go tackle. Packers go guard. Edge to the Bucks. Tackle to the Jets. Center to the Packers. Blake Corum to the Buccaneers. And we said he looks like a little muscle hamster. And now he's going to the muscle hamster's old team. And could be a good fit with Rachaad White. With Corum getting some run between the tackles. Rachaad White catching a lot of balls out of the backfield. Zapping a little bit of Rachaad White's dynasty value. But Blake Corum also getting some touches. Could be a little bit ugly in Tampa Bay. Rachaad White should be okay. But again, we look at running backs in small windows, 1 to 2 years. Rachaad White's window will be slowing down. I wouldn't say closing, slowing down. Blake Corum is good. He's a good lunch pail running back. A great get for the Buccaneers. This is something you want to think about come draft day because that could happen to a starter. Ravens get Johnny Wilson. I hate this for Johnny Wilson. I hate this. I don't think he's going to have fantasy value here. I think him going to tight end is less likely here because they're good at tight end. I really hate this for Johnny Wilson. I really do. I hate this for fantasy. I like Johnny Wilson, so I'm getting emotional right now. I don't like this at all. I don't like it. Cornerback to the Niners, safety to the Chiefs. Jacob Cowing to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They get another slot receiver. I like Jacob Cowing. I'm happy that he's getting top 100 draft capital here, but I don't feel like he will be the tremendous fit with the Jaguars. I would like to see him go to a more pass-heavy offense here. Christian Kirk's there. He's going to steal a lot of those targets. Maybe Cowing can grow into a much larger role. If any of these wide receivers in this range can do it, it's definitely Cowing. Moving down, cornerback to the Bengals. Ben Sinnott to the Patriots. And it's an okay fit. They're getting a lot of pass catchers in this draft. A lot of young guys. They're really trying to turn things around. He's one of the top tight ends in the draft. You're going to catch him very cheap. And if you need a cheap tight end with talent, here you go. Top 100 draft capital with the Patriots. So you can't hate on that too much. Trey Benson to the Rams. And that says a lot. That's a big pick there. That's a big pick there because they're getting a faster running back with good size. What is that going to say to this team? Because he's not going to be the only running back on the roster. Kyren Williams is there. Is that going to zap his value? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. People have been looking for reasons to zap Kyren Williams' value. He was seeing a lot of snaps and touches last year, way too much. He's got to share. You got to share your backfield. Now he's going to do that. This is great for the Rams. You got Kyren Williams, and now you got a bigger, faster back there as well. This is great for the Rams. For both of them in fantasy, the window for Kyren Williams starting to close up. And the Trey Benson window, it's open. It's open. That's a good offense for him. Jamari Thrash going to the Commanders. Not the greatest fits, not the greatest situation, but Jamari Thrash. If he can accidentally hit here, that would be a great thing. Him getting this draft capital is very exciting. I like him as a prospect. He can get downfield very quick off the release. The Commanders got a good wide receiver, I'll say that much. They got a good wide receiver. Now we're going to the next round, round 4. We're going to try to be a little quicker now. Each round we're trying to get a little quicker here. Panthers go safety, center to Seattle, Jalen Wright to the Patriots. Patriots are drafting nothing but skilled players. That's not happening in this draft, but they are getting some speed at running back. We're still pulling the trigger on Jalen Wright in the second round of rookie drafts. Malik Washington to the Jets. They're getting some talent there, but there's not going to be enough targets to go around. In New York, unless something happens, Bucky Irving to the Chargers might be a great fit for him. That might be a great fit for him over the long term. Going to be a cheap get at running back. Cornerback to the Titans. Linebacker to the Panthers. Defensive line to the Cardinals. Tackle to the Falcons. Tackle to the Chargers. Cornerback to the Cardinals. Guard to the Raiders. Cornerback to the Ravens. Safety to the Jaguars. Cade Stover to the Bengals. Great offense for him. Great fit for him. There's going to be volume in the offense. I mean, if he's going to hit in fantasy, this would be the spot for him. Jaguars guard defensive line. Guard to the Lions. Eric All to Seattle. See how that works out long term. Not enough targets to go around for fantasy football. Linebacker to the Patriots. Safety to the Eagles. Cornerback to the Broncos. Safety to the Bears. Ray Davis to the Texans. And I'm in on Ray Davis here. I'm in. I am paying up for him if he goes to the Texans in the 4th round. He looks like a 4th round running back, so I'm not really scared of the draft capital. I am buying him in drafts, and if he hits, I'm selling high. I'll use him for that 1 year or so, and then I'm selling him for that 1st round rookie pick, and I'm moving on, considering I'm looking at running backs in short windows. I am looking at him going to the Texans. His value is going up. He might flirt with the 1st round of rookie drafts because we see people get crazy with running backs. People are crazy with the Texans. Ray Davis value going to the moon here. Edge to the Niners. Defensive line to the Bucks. Edge to the Packers. Cornerback to the Texans. Linebacker to the Titans. Cornerback to the Vikes. Tight end Jaheim Bell to the Browns. It's the David Njoku show here. Defensive line to the Chiefs. Cornerback to the Niners. Safety to the Bills. Audric Estime to the Jets. Could be a goal line back here, but it's the Breece Hall show. We got too many assets with this team to really love him for fantasy here. I hate it for Audric Estime for fantasy. Edge to the Niners. We are going to the 5th round. Center to the Broncos. Michael Pratt to the Patriots. A backup, a guy you're keeping an eye on. A swing for the fence and super flex. Cornerback to the Jets. Cornerback to the Commanders. Linebacker to the Chargers. Anaya Smith to the Panthers. I just don't care. Tight end Jared Wiley to the Panthers. I don't care. Cornelius Johnson to the Falcons. I don't care. Cornerback to the Bills. Defensive line to the Broncos. Edge to the Bills. Safety to the Broncos. Defensive line to the Raiders. Tackle to the Bengals. Defensive line to the Saints. Safety to the Colts. Dalen Holker, Colorado State to the Commanders. Still don't care, but I'm watching these tight ends. Marshawn Lloyd falls in the draft to the 5th round, but goes to the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are stacked at running back. They are stacked. We are catching him cheap in drafts, and we're holding, and we are praying. 154, cornerback to the Rams. Theo Johnson to the Rams. I am buying at this price tag. He is going to be cheap. This is a great offense. I think he's got some upside due to the athleticism. Tackle to the Ravens. Tyrone Tracy to the Cardinals. I'm buying him on the cheap. 3rd round, 4th round of rookie drafts. Definitely considering the fragility at running back there. Defensive line to the Dolphins. Cornerback to the Chiefs. Tackle to the Bills. Center to the Eagles. Wide receiver Taj Washington to the Cardinals. Could be getting some opportunities there. I'm going to be paying attention. May not be getting drafted in a lot of leagues in Dynasty, but I'm still paying attention. May not be buying. Linebacker to the Bills. Guard to the Jaguars. Safety to the Ravens. Will Shipley to the Giants. I'm looking heavily into him there. Taking him in the 3rd round, 4th round of drafts. Seeing where he goes. He's a running back that I will be spending draft capital on. And if I don't like where he's going, I'm just trading into 2025. Luke McCaffrey to the Vikings. I just don't care. Edge to the Saints. Defensive line to the Packers. Joe Milton to the Saints. Superflex. I might burn a pick late if I have to. But overall, I don't care. I don't really care. Cornerback to the Eagles. Garando to the Eagles. Interesting fit. Might buy a pick here and there, depending on where he goes in my drafts. Center to the Chiefs. Linebacker to the Cowboys. Tight end A.J. Barner to the Saints. Could have some upside there over the long term. But a guy that I'm just going to watch the tea leaves on over his career. Javon Foster, tackle to the Niners. Now we are going to the 6th round. Dylan Johnson to the Vikings. That could be an interesting fit considering he catch passes out of the backfield. Definitely trying to get him on some teams in Dynasty. MRJ to the Steelers. Interesting fit, but not completely sold. Defensive line to Seattle. Safety to the Patriots. Tight end Tip Riemann from Illinois to the Chargers. Just going to pay attention to him. Probably not going to draft him. Safety to the Titans. Safety to the Giants. Braylon Allen to the Dolphins. This is a great fit. They get a banger running back. Could have some upside. Definitely some touchdown upside to his name. I am drafting him here. And he is going to be expensive considering the draft capital. But I am drafting him here. I am holding tight. I am getting him here in the 6th round. I do not care if I got to spend a 3rd round pick on a 6th rounder. I will draft him there due to the situation. Jordan Travis to the Cardinals. Don't care. Kyler Murray's there. Defensive line to the Jets. Defensive line to the Falcons. Isaiah Williams to the Texans. I don't care. They got a lot of wide receivers. Linebacker to the Texans. Cody Schrader to the Saints. Paying attention. May not be drafting too much. Edge to the Colts. Tackle to Seattle. Tackle to the Patriots. Vital to the Bengals. Interesting landing spot. Interesting running back. I will be paying for him in drafts in this spot. 3rd rounder, 4th rounder, wherever his ADP is, I will pay it. Cornerback to the Steelers. Edge to the Rams. Safety to the Falcons. Edge to the Dolphins. Cornerback to the Saints. Tackle to the Bills. Tackle to the Jaguars. Frank Gore Jr. to the Packers. Interesting spot here. The Packers can move the football. He can do well in a good offense. This could be his spot to climb a depth chart and earn a role there. I will be watching him. Maybe drafting him here and there. Edge to the Broncos. Gold to the Bills. Maybe, because that depth chart ain't too tight right now. Maybe. Not sold on gold that much. But the Bills offense, that's a hell of a situation. Safety to the Lions. Jace McClellan to the Browns. They need to add depth at the running back position. This could be a sneaky get. a cheap running back prospect for the Browns. Paying attention to him, might be drafting him, might not. Linebacker to the Broncos. David White to the Raiders, don't really care. Defensive line to the Rams. Edge to the Eagles. Defensive line to the Niners. Casey Washington to the Jaguars, don't really care. Cornerback to the Rams. Center to the Bengals. Tackle to the Niners. Franklin to the Cowboys, don't really care. Linebacker to the Rams. Cornerback to the Ravens. Linebacker to the Packers. Edge to the Bucks. And now we're going to the final round. Don't really care about Jackson going to the Chiefs. A lot of people will. I don't really care. Maybe I'll burn one pick just for the hell of it. Maybe, since he's a Chief. Dylan Labe to the Commanders. I'll pay attention to it. I'll keep an eye on him in my drafts. I might be fluid though with this, but he does catch the ball in the backfield. He is electric, but also a round 7 pick. And also on a team that may not be moving the football. They also got some running backs there in front of them. Edge to the Raiders. Cornerback to the Bengals. Joshua Cephas, underrated wide receiver prospect, going to the Chargers. Interesting depth chart. Still a round 7 wide receiver. I'm not really paying for round 7 wide receivers, but I do want to note him. I guess that's what I'll say. Linebacker to the Jets. Guard to the Browns. Isaiah Davis to the Ravens. Pay attention to him. He's good between the tackles. Could have some upside. Still a round 7 pick, so one of the last picks you're burning in your draft would be on him. Safety to the Raiders. Tackle to the Vikings. Rasheen Ali to the Patriots? No. Bud Means to the Vikings? No. Safety to the Cowboys. Safety to the Colts. Austin Reed to Seattle? No. Tackle to the Lions. Linebacker to the Bengals. Tackle to the Texans. Tackle to the Saints. Center to the Panthers. Cornerback to the Dolphins. Tackle to the Bills. Linebacker to the Browns. Edge to the Cowboys. No, not that wide receiver. Don't care. To the Packers. Cornerback to the Bucks. Defensive line to the Texans. Cornerback to the Bills. Blake Washington of Memphis to the Detroit Lions. What, this is the second running back they've drafted in this draft? That's not happening. And a big no to him. Big no. Tackle to the Ravens. Jordan Whittington to the Niners. No. Tight end to the Titans. Tanner McLaughlin. No, not drafting him. Cornerback to the Chargers. Defensive line to the Rams. Baby Tua to the Packers. Pour some liquor out. Failed college career. Going to the Packers though. Getting drafted though. Probably because they only know his name. Tackle to the Jets. Quarterback Jason Bean to the Jets as well. No. And that should be it. That is the whole draft. But let me know what your team did. Let me know if you're a fan or hate any of the picks. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. You made it this far. You gotta hit it now. I want to thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.